But if we follow simple tips and tricks, we can achieve 100% success rate in posterior polar cataract. This is a case I am going to show you, which has a pre-existing defect which we have seen on the slit lamp. Now we know that there is a defect in the posterior capsule, so we have to be more careful. If we follow 10 tips, we can achieve 100% success. Tip number 1, slit lamp examination. If we examine carefully on the slit lamp, we can have valvular appearance, on slit lamp. Then we can diagnose this is posterior polar differentiated with subcapsular. Tip number 2, we have to keep in mind that there is a posterior capsular defect in 30% cases. That should be always in mind. We have to, whenever you do any posterior capsular, you think there must be maybe a capsular defect. You have to follow all the guidelines. Number 3, you have to do capsular axis, which is adequate in size, neither small nor big, because if there is a PCR, then we can put the lens over the capsule. So we should make adequate size, neither big neither small. This is tip number 3. Tip number 4, there should be no hydrodissection. If you do hydrodissection, you will have this type of result. You see, after hydrodissection, we have a posterior capsule descent. So we should never do hydrodissection. This is tip number 4. Tip number 5, see, this is the descent. If you do dental hydrodelineation, hydrodelineation should be very gentle, because the most of posterior polar cataract are soft cataract. We can have with hydrodelineation, we can have achieve a rotation of the nucleus. So we can do hydrodelineation. Recently we have started using a cannula that has a no opening in the front, but the opening on the sides. So when do hydrodissection with that cannula, food never goes behind the nucleus, it goes on the side of nucleus. It solve the purpose of hydrodissection and hydrodelineation both. Then tip number 7, that epinuclear shell that is behind over the posterior capsule defect should be removed in the last. So we are going. This is the case we have to show you. This is a pre-existing defect in the posterior capsule we have seen on the slit lamp. So we have seen a large break is there. So we are taking all the precautions that this break should not increase. So we have done adequate size axis, and phaco is a safe method in such cases. Why? Because chamber is closed all over time. So we prefer phaco than SIC or other surgery in posterior polar cataract. And then gentle hydrodelineation we are doing. We can do from both the sides. If not from the same side, we can do from both the sides. Then this is another tip number 8. When we are doing phaco, we should do direct chop. We should not try to rotate the nucleus, because rotation of the nucleus will increase the break. So because cataracts are very soft, we can do easily direct chop and bring the pieces in the pupillary plane. Do not try to go phaco in the near the posterior capsule. Bring the piece in the center of the pupil and then bring it at the pupillary plane. Then endonucleus gently rears out. You see, pieces that we are bringing in the away from the posterior capsule in the pupillary plane, because cataracts are very soft. So we have very less phaco power we are using. You can see hardly phaco power is going 10, 11, 12, not more than this. Vacuum is also very low. All the parameters are low. Bottle height is very low, or vacuum is low. Phaco power is only hard at 10 or 8, because we call it a slow motion phaco. You should have enough patience. अगर आप यहाँ जल्दी करोगे, then you will have to create complication, and then you have to waste time there. So better waste to time here. So very slow motion phaco. This is real time. Then epinuclear shell that should be removed in the last, because it is over the posterior capsule defect. It is protecting this posterior capsule defect. It should be removed in the last. The epinuclear shell above the knee. Took a shot. I am just moving ahead. And then the important point you should see, whenever you are removing instrument from the main port, you should always inject the visco from the side port, because we should never allow the chamber to collapse. This is tip number 9. If the chamber collapses, then posterior capsule defect will automatically increase. Always inject visco from side port. Then bimanual is safe in such cases because it is slow process, and we can always remove it by pulling it in the radially in the center, all the cortical matter away from the axis in the center plane, and then make a bulk of the cortical matter and then remove it. because we know there's a post-tricuspid defect always there. You see, we are doing it from one side, pulling it radially inside in the center, and then this piece is left, we are keeping away. Then you again see, before removing instrument, we are injecting viscoelastic. We are never allowed chamber to collapse at any time. Now, from other side it has been removed. Now I want to show you. Can you see this defect? This was the defect pre-existing. This is the defect. This was pre-existing and it has not increased even now. Vitreous phase is not disturbed, so we can do in the bag implantation. So this, we are doing a bag implantation. This is the defect you can see. So these are tips. Correct preoperative diagnosis, small educate axis, no hydro dissection, gentle hydrodilation, no nucleus rotation, AC maintained, low parameter, slow motion phaco, no panic, manage complications efficiently if there. आइए सर, आइए सर, ये वीडियो दिखाता हूँ.
Thank you, Dr. Sudhanshu, for the beautiful presentation. And
but sometimes you are not lucky, so 1 minute I will take 30 seconds. Even after taking all the precaution, you are not lucky. See, we have taken all the precautions. We are injecting viscoelastic from the side port before removing the main instrument, but we are not lucky, and this happens. At the time, you should not cry in the OT. Oh, what happened? Everybody will, patient will push, Doctor Sahab, ठीक तो हूँ मैं, क्या हो गया? You should keep silence. And main important point I want to emphasize: anti-vitrectomy should be ready in every cataract surgeon OT. Every cataract surgeon should learn the this vitrectomy. So we can do anti-vitrectomy. This is no problem, and we can achieve a higher success rate. And important in this case, we are implanting 3-piece lens, not the single-piece lens. And bag lens should be in the not in the bag, but in the sulcus. Thank you.
thank you, Dr. Sudhanshu, for the
shortly.
excellent presentation.